Good. Welcome everybody to Off the Record with Fridge. I'm Fridge Marcina, and episode 2. So I've asked someone to join me today. Her name's Emily, who runs Intuitive Being. She's a certified life coach, and I guess the way that I connected with you was through Instagram, and kind of just been following your posts and just all the positive messages that have come out of there. And welcome to the pod, first of all. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's exciting.
Yeah, awesome. So as I said, she runs Intuitive Being. Check it out on Instagram, and there's links to the website through there as well. Certified life coach, as I said. One of the most positive people I follow on Instagram. Great energy, positive posts. I feel like there's something for everyone in there. Like for me, sometimes what I read is kind of not designed for me, but I just mean that some of the things that you post are for like women, so that's definitely not me. But the thing I like the most about your posts and kind of you is it's just uplifting. Kind of just scrolling through the feed, seeing these quick messages, and like I messaged you the other day, like I just felt like I really need something on that day, and I just feel like it's something the world needs right now. So, thank you so much for being here with me. And I guess off the bat, I kind of wanted to ask what kind of moved you or moved someone into becoming a life coach. I did read, I think, that you'd done a degree in psychology. Like, was that kind of your lead-in or into this kind of life you live now?
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to go into that. And first of all, I just want to say thanks for having me on here, and just well done for setting this up. Like, it's so cool that you're sharing your voice and creating conversation, and it's really cool to have people like yourself, like in New Zealand, just showing up and no more tall poppy syndrome, just like having a go, and it's going to have a really positive impact on people. So I'm excited to watch your journey. It's so cool.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
And I don't know, like if you'd told me when I was little like I'd become a life coach, I would have just like probably laughed, because I'm I think it's just something that's evolved really naturally because I'm so passionate about people, and obviously I studied it because I find people really fascinating, and I wanted to understand like the human mind and like why we do the things we do. And I don't know, I've just naturally always been drawn to like learning as well, obviously. So I love people and I love learning, and then learning about people just like made sense to me. And I guess as I went through life, I actually went into more like theatre, performing arts and things like that, which I guess is also about connecting with people, like through song or theatre and things like that. And then, I don't know, I just went through my own life journey and realised there needs to be more people helping, the collective, because there's just so much going on right now. And it just naturally led me into doing life coaching. So it still amazes me that I'm here today, but this is what I'm doing, and I love it. So
Awesome. And I guess for a lot of people watching or listening, and they kind of don't know what a life coach does, I only come across the term, I think it might have been either 5, 6 or 7 years ago, and I was kind of intrigued by what a life coach does. I spoke to my brother, I think a couple of years ago. He spoke to someone maybe similar in the field. Maybe it was a bit half personal development, half kind of life coaching, but he said it done wonders for him, which is why I kind of started following different sort of pages and things. So kind of like what would a life coach do for kind of people that seek that type of help?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, how I understand it, and everyone will have probably their own interpretation, it's not to tell people how to live their life, because there is no that way. But what it is it really holds that space for people to be able to actually hear themselves think and explore what life means to them and what they really want to do in their life, and then like help them, support them to actually take action on it. Like I think often, I see some amazing people who have such amazing ideas and they're so inspiring, but they never really take that first step because, you know, we have so much fear and unconscious beliefs holding us back and making us think we can't do it. But the reality is that's just all in the mind, and I truly believe anything you want in life is possible. So the life coaching process just holds that space for someone to be able to understand what it is they want, and then provides them with tools to actually help them get there. So it's very much like looking forward as well in life. So looking at where you are now, but then also where you want to be, and then helping you to kind of grow the confidence and understand yourself better to actually be able to put one foot in front of the other and work towards what you want, because we've got a long life to live. So we might as well, you know, direct it in the way that we want it to go, rather than kind of let it just happen. And yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like I interviewed Pat McPhee last week. He's an Auckland businessman, and then kind of following your page, he's both worked for me in different ways. Like he kind of demanded, like he's a businessman and helps businesses kind of thrive and succeed. And then with your encouragement behind it, I felt like that was my call to action, because I'm a type of dude that just doesn't. I'll start something and just won't push through. But for kind of once, the plan, the process, and I landed here, which was cool. I just felt like,
What do you think like got you to pull through and keep going and make it happen? Like the plan?
One thing that I picked up from the Monarchy guys, which is Pat McPhee and stuff, is one question that was floated on his one of his interviews was, what would you do if you couldn't fail? And I passed it on to my friends, and it got them really thinking. I was just like, man, I've been talking about this. Everyone keeps hitting me up about doing this. If I couldn't fail, I'd just start.
Yeah.
And then I just started thinking about what's stopping me, and then made a plan around that. Kind of started with a budget, all that stuff on the wall, dead cheap.
Yeah.
Not the real stuff or anything like that.
Awesome. And yeah, it just shows you can create.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can create what you put your mind to, which is cool.
I wanted to ask maybe like how does it all work without giving too much of what you do away? Like how deep into someone's life do you go? Does it become a bit of like you said a space that term?
Like a safe space.
Safe space, yeah. You're holding space, sorry. Yeah. Is that like a space someone will come into, kind of unload what they have going on at the moment, and then you just kind of pick away at what you can help with?
Yeah, absolutely. I have people actually come to me saying, like, I'm not really sure why I feel like I want to talk to you about life coaching, but it's something that I just feel called to do. So they're kind of just trusting, and it is a bit of a trusting process. But as a result, even from the first session, we identify like what it is that specifically is something that's on their mind. And from there we can tap into it more. So we kind of look at everything, like your health, like well-being, and then your mindset, and then relationships, and then your relationship with yourself and others, and your career. And you can kind of look at all areas, and then you can kind of narrow down, because I send them like questions beforehand as well to help. And then you just narrow down like which area is one that's kind of most pressing, and then we unpack it from there. So yeah, it's definitely not something people come knowing. It's not like they always know why, but they trust that it's something that they want to start actually doing that inner work. And then from there, they often, even during the first session, will be like, oh my gosh, that's why I've come to see you for this, And so it's quite cool seeing them have that like light bulb moment, I suppose. Yeah, so we definitely look at every area, and then we kind of pinpoint which one's the most important for them right now, and then we work on that, and other things might come up as a result as well. So yeah, it's quite individual for the person as well. Some people like to keep it quite light and joyful, and we don't get too deep, and then others love diving in deep right from the start. So I just like to personalize it based on the person. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Do you ever think like age comes into it? Like, I'm not sure if you work with young people at all, but I kind of imagine when you get to someone like my age and a bit further on, then you might be in a place where you kind of need this type of support. whereas maybe young people don't. They're out there kind of happy-go-lucky and things like that. Do you work with young people as well and things like that?
Yeah, it's cool actually, because at first, obviously, I had my own like blocks for myself. Like, how can I become a life coach when I'm, this age, or have I gone through enough? And then you realize that, well, what I felt was that I couldn't see many people like myself doing this, but there were so many people that wanted someone to talk to that maybe they could relate to, resonate with, going through the same thing. So definitely, like youth and younger people, I've definitely helped some of them as well. Just and they are able to not feel, I guess, too nervous about approaching me, as opposed to someone who is perhaps like a little bit older, or that they don't feel like they can relate to. So yeah, I think I guess I just wanted to mention that was important to me. And then what was your question again? Can you repeat that?
I think it was just based around kind of working with young people, if you did, and then kind of like when you get to like my age, does it like it seems more suited to maybe someone that's kind of a bit older and things like that.
I think all ages though, it just depends on what the person's going through, and I think a lot of younger people are struggling and going through hard times as well, and so it helps for them as well to have someone just to reach out to. But yeah, there's lots of support out there, which is great. But yeah,
I had a bit of a debate. Oh, it wasn't a debate, more a discussion with my friends the other night. We spoke about how many people truly know who you are, and how many people are you comfortable to share with as well. And we kind of argued that maybe I wouldn't share with like my family. I wouldn't be as comfortable sharing things with my family as I would be with a life coach or something like that. So we tossed and argued kind of over that, and some people it's different for everyone, just who you're comfortable talking with.
Yeah, and like I had a coaching call this morning, and she even at the end like really thanked me, because she feels like she couldn't talk about what she was talking about with her friends because she didn't want to be a burden. And so I think, and not that her friends would have felt like that at all, but I think it just gives people permission to open up a lot more. Perhaps they might not feel comfortable to with their friends initially, and then so
awesome. I'll read this so I don't stuff it up, but to be yourself in a world that is consistently telling you who sorry, I messed that up. To be yourself in a world that is consistently telling you who to be is the greatest gift you can give yourself. I wanted to mention that because I read it with your stuff, and it kind of spoke to me a lot. I feel, and it's another conversation. I think I talked to a lot of people. Another conversation I had with someone about just people expect you to be a puzzle piece. Maybe not in life, maybe at work, so in social spaces and things like that. But kind of saying that kind of allows you to create your own lane, and not be an ant, let's say. Is that something you kind of encourage in people that you work with, or that it suits?
Hugely. And I guess that's where I can kind of share my experiences. I did everything I thought I was meant to do by the book, like I feel like I did what I thought would create a successful life for myself. And I did it, tick the boxes, I suppose you could say, of what I thought society, wanted of me at a certain age. And it was like the biggest awakening for me when I actually ticked all those boxes, and I realized that it wasn't for me. It was for kind of someone else, or for the expectations of others. And it was quite disheartening, because I thought, well, I can't spend my whole life, just living by what I think other people want of me. I need to find who I am. And so that's definitely what got me even more so into life coaching, is I thought more people need to trust that, they have their own unique path, and they have to really follow and listen to their heart and their wisdom and their, and their mind as well. It's a combination, but you just really have to forge your own path. And I love seeing people realize that they have that ability to do that, and they just have to trust themselves, and it's beautiful to watch. So
and it can be scary too, branching out like that, like not knowing if you have support or people judging you. Just a leap of faith is scary for a lot of people.
Oh, it's absolutely frightening, but it means you're living, and I think
Yeah.
we're so afraid to do things all the time, but actually there's nothing on the other side of fear, like all it is our own mind. So yeah, as soon as you take the jump, it's almost like more opportunities open up, and then the things that we think are scary become less scary. So yeah, fear is a big one though, and I can totally empathize with people who have something they want to do but are scared. Like, it takes time, and just be patient with yourself because you will get there. Yeah.
I love that. There's nothing on the other side of fear. I'm gonna remember that one. That was a goodie. What could someone maybe expect in a life coaching session? I know probably people expect the whole psychiatrist kind of people. You're on a couch, someone's listening to you, but it's kind of more of maybe a casual type conversation, or just like you're speaking and sharing with someone. Is that correct?
That's my approach, and like it's important to say I'm a certified life coach, but I'm not a counselor or a psychologist. That they're experts at that, and they're amazing. And I guess I like to think of myself as like the middle ground between the two, in terms of I like to have it more conversational, make it enjoyable. It can be kind of casual as well, like just approach, so they feel like they can approach me and talk to me about things. But it still has huge impact. So it doesn't have to be super serious, which is cool. It should be fun, as well.
Yeah. And I guess just for yourself, I guess back in the day, I've done a lot of youth work, and we spoke about, like, when you speak to people, you can take on a lot of that yourself. Like, do you feel the weight? Like, it's not always dark, I guess, your sessions and things like that, but do you carry around a lot of that weight, or how do you kind of get rid of it before you speak to someone else and things like that? Is there a way you reset or refresh and things?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've come to realize that people will always hear what they need to from the session. So I've been able to really trust that I'm showing up for myself and I'm showing up for them, and that is being of service. And once I realized it wasn't about me, and I'm actually, it's about them and it's about serving, it's like that pressure comes off and you're able to just give, if that makes sense. That's how it really changed for me, because at first I thought, your ego comes into place. How can, I want to make sure it's amazing for them, and it's like, it's not about me. So that definitely helps. And just knowing, I guess, that you're doing your best to help someone, so that you just have to trust at the end of the day that that's going to be enough, and it is. So yeah.
Nice. I've done a bit of research around meditation a couple of months ago. Probably not the most in-depth research, a bit of YouTubing here and there, which people seem to do. And I looked into it myself, and I realised that there are different types of meditation and things like that. So I think I started with the simplest, where I was just like, close your eyes for 5 minutes, sit there, focus on your breathing. I was like, sweet. So I'd done this for a week, and then I just keep forgetting, or I'd fall asleep.
Yeah.
But like, what kind of do you participate in meditation, and what are the benefits that you find out of it? Because I follow a lot of maybe successful people, business people, and they fit it into their day purposefully. Like, what do you get out of meditation?
Oh my gosh, meditation is like huge for me. And it still makes me laugh, because I remember my brother like 5-6 years ago used to tell me to meditate, and I'll be like, no way, like I don't need that kind of thing. And sometimes things happen in life that kind of break you open and allow you to like try new things. And I guess it came into my life where I was just willing to try all sorts of different things, and it changes your life, because meditation gives you a chance to relax your mind. First of all, it's so busy all the time, like we're constantly getting information on social media and the radio and TV, and when does your mind get to actually rest? So it's a really great way to just reset. There's some beautiful meditations online that have music behind them, so they're actually really relaxing. And even if you do one when you're going to sleep, like there's no rules around it, but it really changes your life. And the meditations specifically around like creating your future and helping you visualize like what you want in your life, they're really fun as well, because it helps you to actually start picturing where you're trying to get to, and it's kind of part of manifestation. You've probably heard of that, and about creating what you want in your life. So meditation is really cool for that too. But something that I've often helps people too, if they don't like the idea of sitting still, is like when you're cooking or you're surfing or singing, if there's something that you love doing that kind of puts you in that flow state, that state of flow. I'm sure when you're doing your music, you might, you've got time. That's often a state of meditation as well. So I guess finding something you love to do, like painting or singing, where you can lose track of time, that's still a form of meditation. It's your brain like a rest and a refresh. It's so important. Yeah.
And it's totally music for me sometimes.
Yeah.
Music can take you so many places, It's crazy.
Yeah.
I reckon it's a real underutilized tool for education, for well-being, and all that stuff. Like, I'm real passionate about music and knowledge behind music, stats behind music. I love it. And I guess before we get into a little bit of your music, I wanted to ask, like, how was your lockdown period? Were you still able to do maybe coaching via Zoom and things like that? Were you able to keep going?
Yes. Well, luckily, I set up this business for the purpose of being able to work anywhere in the world. I wanted to be able to travel and do all these things. And so when lockdown happened, I just felt really grateful that I'd created something that I could do for myself from home. Yeah, so it was cool. It didn't really change for me in a way, apart from not getting to meet people face to face. It still worked over Zoom, and that's probably the way of the future anyway, is everything being online. So yeah, it was that side of it was great. Definitely lockdown had its challenges. I'm a free spirit and I love getting out and about, and I often get a lot of inspiration when I'm, out in society and at art galleries or wherever it is. So I found that mentally challenging for sure. But I was also really grateful that, you have a roof over your head and food in your belly. So
I really miss the connection of just people. Even if it wasn't people you knew. I found myself just going to the supermarket for just a couple of items, just to get out there. And people were super friendly at the start too. Just happy seeing everyone, which is really cool.
Yeah. Makes you appreciate people, doesn't it? And connection, and it helps you to realize a lot of things. Yeah, that was important for sure.
Now, a bit on your singing. You do have a singing Instagram page out there. I'm not sure if we're allowed to give it out or if people can follow.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's what, M Sings for you?
Yeah, came up with that one day. I don't know why, but yeah, that's the account. M Sings for you. Yeah.
And I guess you've been singing for a while, and that you got a couple of gigs coming, or have they already been now?
Yeah, and I've got some weddings coming up, which I love doing, and I'm thinking of doing some singing. I've got a guitarist that I know, a friend of mine, and we're thinking we might get out and do some songs, maybe with some restaurants or bars, just to have a bit more creativity in my life. But yeah, I love, it's definitely my biggest passion, singing, for sure. Yeah,
I definitely love the cafe, bar, restaurant scene. It's more intimate. You get to see people's reactions and things when you sing. Who's your kind of, do you ever go to, like, if someone goes, Emily, can you sing us a song? Like, for me, I've got like probably 5 go-tos that I know I'll do. I won't risk it on anything else. What's your maybe top 1 or top 2 that you'll go to and sing for someone?
That's a really good question. Often a lot of my songs are like, because I have a theatre background, often it was like, it's all about rehearsing and preparing and things like that. I think in the future, I'd love to be able to play the guitar so that I could do just that, like just be able to do something off the cuff. Probably Summer Over the Rainbow has been like a really important song in my life, because it's all about, chasing your dreams and things like that. So yeah, that's probably a big one. Otherwise, Georgia on My Mind. I don't know.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that was the first one that really, I sang with a band when I was younger, and it really, it was such a soulful song, and it inspired me a lot, that one. So that's probably one of my great
Have,
go-to.
have you posted that one on Insta yet, Georgia
No,
on the mic?
I haven't actually done it for a while. I probably, yeah, I should get back into that one.
Yeah. And what about artists that, like your kind of top 2 or 3 artists that kind of molded you as a singer?
Yeah, I'd say Eva Cassidy.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if
lovely.
you've heard her music, but Nora Jones, like, oh, just even Judy Garland. She was a theatre singer, but I loved her growing up. Brooke Fraser, do you remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Brooke Fraser.
Singer-songwriters hit a bit different, eh? Like the words, their choice of words when they're describing something is just a little bit different, and there's a
Yeah,
bit of meaning behind them, eh?
yeah, and I loved Eva Cassidy because she would take like classic songs and shape them into her own version. And oh, her song like pierces me in the heart. Like she's got such a soulful voice. Have you heard much of her?
Eva Cassidy's Songbird, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, just I love that. I guess this is why I love your voices. I love voices that are just effortless and clean. Yeah, and definitely soothing. Like I love that Songbird track. I listen to it
Yeah,
a lot. Yeah,
yeah, it's beautiful. Music is definitely the gateway to the soul, or the heart, and yeah.
yeah. And I'm definitely eclectic, so I love everything. I love hip hop. I listen to R&B, reggae, rock, singer songwriters. I'm the weirdest. I have the weirdest playlist on my phone.
It's awesome. What's your favorite genre?
It's really tough at the moment. Like I'm a big rock guy, but equally, like I grew up R&B. I grew up on everything. It was real weird. My brother, the first 2 albums that I remember seeing was Michael Jackson's Thriller, and maybe later one I remember was like Hootie and the Blowfish's first album.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Awesome.
Guns N' Roses as well.
Oh yeah, awesome.
So it was
Yeah.
a huge mix, which I'm really thankful for because I love everything.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm like that too. I love R&B, but also jazz, and then I just love everything. Just even lately, getting into folk music, like storytelling, but through
yeah,
music. I find that really cool. Bob Dylan, actually, I'm really loving his music and the storytelling behind his songs. It's quite cool when you listen to the lyrics. Yeah.
yeah, he grew on me as I got older. At first, I didn't understand it. It was like, hey, man, this guy's just talking, basically. But then the more and more you hear it and the messages behind it, it kind of makes way more sense when you get older.
Yeah.
But I've got a question here. Is singing another outlet to maybe help balance things when you're talking about well-being and getting things off your chest? Do you feel that way, or do you utilize that?
Oh, 100%. Sometimes, like, you can never, well, I shouldn't say never, but it's really hard to think your way through a solution sometimes. Sometimes you've just got to park it and go and do something different, go for a walk, or, catch up with friends. But singing for me is where I go just to switch off. And, like, I definitely find, it releases endorphins for one. So, after you're singing, you always feel so much lighter and brighter and more positive and, optimistic. So, singing. And there'll be scientific studies to show it, like that music really, it definitely does something to the brain. And I should know the right term to say, but yeah, it helps. So yeah, music was definitely my go-to, and I always feel a lot better afterwards.
Yeah. Sure. And for me, like if I'm with friends and we're just socializing and stuff, music can make or break my night when we're all together.
Yeah.
If it's bad music, I'm just not in the mood.
Yeah.
Favorite nights are when we're just sitting around having a few and just jamming, guitars out, and yeah, I'll take that over a nightclub any day.
Yeah, absolutely. And even just like putting it on when you're cooking or running or walking, like just music. Yeah, it's funny because I love it so much, and yet I need to be reminded, to do it. So I've got to keep remembering to do it. But it's amazing.
I guess back to kind of what you do as your other profession. I saw a video that you dropped. I can't remember how long ago, but it was based around your breathing, and which I practice along. I followed along and practice with you. I think you used it when you maybe you felt overwhelmed, or you just needed to maybe reset. We do it at rugby,
Awesome.
if things go wrong and things like that. But is there anything else kind of easy like that you think maybe people can do that similar without giving away too many of your
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
cards?
I actually think Mel Robbins' 5-4-3-2-1 rule is amazing. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's basically when you find yourself getting overwhelmed, or like it's just the momentum of negative thoughts or whatever it is that's like keeping you stuck. You just do the 5-4-3-2-1 rule, where you literally just count down 5-4-3-2-1, and then you just go. You've got to do whatever it is that you need to do. So
Yeah.
let's say you're in bed and you don't want to get up for the day, you just go, right, 5-4-3-2-1, and just get up and just don't think about it too much.
Yeah.
That one's amazing. And then there's another one by Jay Shetty. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's super influential in mindfulness and things like that. And he talks about using your 5 senses. So like, what are 5 things you can see right now in your environment? So you name all those, like I can see bananas, and I can see the flowers, and I can see the table. And then what are 4 things that you can touch? So I've got my water glass, and I've got my phone, and then 3 things that you can smell, 2 things that you can taste, and then 1 thing you can hear, like I can hear the wind in the trees. And that just helps to get out of your your overwhelm and things like that. And
It's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, it helps you just to reset. Obviously, as you said, breathing, like, whoa, that's huge. Just a few deep breaths of stillness just can help in so many ways. And it's free, and you can do it any time, but often people don't realize they're holding their breath in throughout the day, just with all the stresses and things like that. So deep belly breathing for sure. And there's another really good one. Just making like a cup of tea as well. It sounds really simple, but it's super effective. If you can overwhelmed, just get up, make yourself a cup of tea, have a little break, whatever. But that just helps to reset your mind, or get you out of that like loop that you might be in. It's real simple, but it works, which is funny.
Nice, some great tips there. I'm certainly going to use those at work. For me, I have to ask as well. Have you ever just worked with someone where you're like, damn, this person is just way too much? You probably can't say. You probably can't.
You mean like in a coaching?
Yeah.
No, like we're all so different,
Yeah.
and I'm honestly genuinely so fascinated in people that I always think that everyone's amazing. But no, I think if anything, everyone realizes that they're actually more normal than they think, if that makes sense. Like we're all going through the same things, and majority of the time they realize, actually, I'm not alone. Like I'm just a human being going through normal life experiences, and I'm not alone. And it's lovely when they see that there's more similarities, I think, between us all than we think.
And how about what this field or what your work does for you? Like, it must feed your soul as well, helping people, or any kind of work that people do where it benefits someone else. It must help you and kind of give you the warm fuzzies as well.
Like, it's amazing how when you are in service and doing something you love, how much you get back. Like, I learned so much about myself even from my client sessions. And so it's like we're both growing together, and that's really beautiful. So the more I grow, the more they grow. It's like we're helping each other.
Yeah.
But I'm amazed at how much I've learned just from stepping into something that initially I was really nervous to do. And I thought, why should I be doing this? Why me? And I think, there's a reason that we have these intuitive hits to do things.
Yeah.
And it's just about trusting the process and just knowing, like, if it's not you, then who? Like, if it's not now, when? So it's just like, you've just got to keep trust the process, and it all works out.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a good message, because like people miss their calling a lot, or they don't jump when the opportunity arises. So and that doesn't come up again when you're looking back on your life and you're like, man, I should have done this. I had an opportunity to do this. I guess regrets are lessons as well. But yeah, branch out, man. People, just give it a nudge, roll the dice, see what happens. I guess the last question before I get into the other questions is balance the ultimate goal in life? Just balance in everything you do. What do you think that balance is the goal between everything, your social life, family, your spiritual, emotional, mental? Is that the ultimate aim for a person, you think?
That's so funny you say that word, because that's something that's been coming up for me all week. It's just that, yeah, having balance, right? Like, I think it's hugely important. And even when I was working in my, corporate career beforehand, balance is huge. And there's no right or wrong, like balance will be different for everyone. But yeah, I think even if you love what you do, you still need balance in that as well. You need to socialize and see your friends and, and even like when it comes to food, like eating, you need to eat well, but also sometimes you need balance, and you can have that, I don't know, whatever it is that you enjoy. So it's like, yeah, I think in all areas of your life, it's important to have balance for sure. Otherwise it just gets too much, right? to put too much pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
We've got to have fun. That's the point. I think the biggest point of life as well is just having fun and having joy. And so balance definitely brings more joy, I think, to life. Yeah, for sure.
Love that. Right, Emily, we'll finish on, I think it's 6 questions, the quick-ish, that I'm going to ask every guest that comes on. So they're a little bit comical, some of them. But the first one is, what movie could you watch over and over again and not get sick of?
Oh, probably like Love Actually, which is like definitely
great movie, yeah.
Christmas film every year.
Yeah.
Never get sick of that.
It's got a bit of everything in that movie, eh? Like, that's what I love about it.
Yeah, same.
I heard they'll bring it out a part 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Never beat the classic, but hey, maybe.
All right. If you were a ghost, how would you haunt?
How I haunt people? Oh, God.
Yeah. The guy I spoke to last week he was like horror. Like he's gonna freak out people, get in their heads.
Right. Yeah. Ooh. Probably like music. Hey, like just putting like a cool jam on if they're not feeling very good.
So you're still gonna help people as a ghost. There you go. He's a bit of Boys to Men for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be my go-to.
Nice. Best concert you've ever been to?
Ooh. It was one I went to. What was her name? I can't remember her name, but it was like a jazz. It was like a cool hip hop jazz. Like, what's it? Gloria. What's her name? I need to find it. Ask me the next one, and I'll find it.
All good. What's something that you're interested in that most people wouldn't expect?
Oh, what am I interested in? People wouldn't expect. I feel like people know how much I love cooking and like all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So for those people who are going to follow you, real good food images that come up. Was it a broccoli pizza you had?
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was so delicious. Broccoli pizza base.
Yeah.
I try to use like healthy ingredients, but make yum food like pizza still and.
Yeah, you make it look real good.
Oh, thanks. I often follow like Jessica Seapool. She's amazing. Yeah. But otherwise, I quite like just making up my own recipes and just having fun rather than sticking to the rule book as well. So you can have fun with cooking when you just kind of throw things together and have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah. What about in terms of things you're interested in? What's a weird artist or muso that you're into? Like mine, I always get made fun for is My Chemical Romance. Absolutely love their music.
Nice.
Does
it have to be music?
No, anything, I guess.
I actually really like Banksy, the artist.
Yeah. Good call.
Puts up things, he puts artwork up that challenges, I guess, the status quo or society. And I just find him fascinating, or whoever he is. I think it's a guy, because he's creating something beautiful that's got a bit of it goes against the grain, which is cool. He's an artist, his artistic expression, I guess.
And it always seems timely, Like,
Yeah.
it seems to pop up right at the right time.
Yeah.
What about if your life was a book, what would the title be?
Oh. Probably just oh man, that's a hard one. Probably, well, something that I'm wanting to write in the future as well is it's the gift of love. And I guess the reason that comes up for me is deciding to follow my heart was something I probably did a lot as a kid, and then I kind of lost that a little bit as I got older. And then I've just recently, in the last few years, really dedicated myself to doing that. And it just opens up so much more fun and opportunities in life. And now it's just like, keep following your heart. So I think the gift of love is about just returning to love when things are scary, and just, it's something about that message that's important to me. But then just like any book, probably just be like, just figuring life out like everyone else. I don't know.
And I think it's like you said the other day, 2 feet in, get all in.
Yeah, all in. That's so true. Yeah.
Give it a nudge.
A big, beautiful life. For sure, that would be a cool book.
The last question I have here, unless you want to return to your concert, is who do you feel like you know, even though you've never met them before?
Interestingly, like everyone on social media that I've connected with over the last few years through my Instagram, my intuitive being, or singing, like you build such a cool friendship, like just from following them. And like, I guess a lot of them are showing up as their real selves. And so when you meet them, it's almost like you've always known them. That's been quite eye-opening for me. How you can get to know someone even from across the other side of the world just through their...
It's crazy, So that's what social media's done. I reckon it's so awesome meeting new people as well, especially when they're cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I know a lot of people find social media sometimes is a tricky world to navigate, and I totally agree. But if you're kind of following all the accounts that, that resonate with you and make you feel really good, then you can meet some amazing people. It's cool. It's cool seeing people speak up and just follow their authentic truth. And like yourself, look what you're doing now. It's so cool. So
thanks. And did you find that concert that you had been to that you couldn't remember?
Actually, probably take me a while.
Oh, that's all right.
Didn't find it. Next time I'll tell you. It was amazing though. It was at the Civic, and everyone was standing up and dancing.
So it's kind of like a fusion of jazz and hip hop.
It's jazz. Yeah, it's mainly like jazz soul. Midnight Train to Georgia. Who's that?
Gladys Knight.
Yeah, Gladys Knight. Yeah.
It's a Gladys Knight. That's cool.
Yeah.
She's epic.
Oh my gosh, she was incredible. Like, it was just amazing. Everyone was up in the Civic dancing and like having a really amazing time. And I've never seen the Civic so alive. Like, she's just beautiful. Midnight Train to Georgia is such a cool song as well.
Track, yeah. She's legend status. Yeah, that's a nice gig.
I know. I was so grateful to go, and it was the best thing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Emily, that's pretty much me. Just wanted to say a huge thanks for coming on today, giving us a bit of something, and the followers to maybe an insight on your world, and how they can kind of become a bit more conscious around their well-being, and things that they can implement into their lives as well. For those people watching, Intuitive Being on Instagram, give it a follow. Sign up for coaching sessions as well, or you can get vouchers now for your loved ones or friends, or just someone that might need a session, or someone to talk to around kind of life choices and things like that. But I'm a huge fan of what you do, your positivity, and just your energy around social media and things. I've taken huge kind of chunks of what you do and put them into my life as well. So I really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks so much. It's awesome to hear. And, you know, it's like we feed it forward, and I think that's what this is doing for your listeners, is like you're able to now feed it forward to them. So it's exciting what a ripple effect we can all have on each other when we follow what we love. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that is us. Thanks everyone for joining us. Episode 2.
Nice.
And I'll just say to my editor, Sepe, hit the music. Awesome.
Please stand by.